What does it mean to you to be named a captain by your teammates?
Yeah, it means a lot. Being in this program for 5 years, working my tail off every year, and then just seeing all the great leaders and great players who have been in the same role, whether it was as a captain or just as a great leader on the team, to be like put in the same category that they were in is just a great honor to my teammates, to my brothers. So it was a real like surreal moment when I first heard about it. Yeah.
Trae, what did you learn playing with Montre the last 4 years?
I learned a lot. Montre, that's like my brother. Like we came in the same time, roommates for a lot of our first year. But just preparation is a big thing. No one watches as much film as Montre. We would watch it together a lot of times, but just as far as when you're playing DB, you gotta kind of put at a disadvantage because you don't know what the receiver's gonna run. You don't know when the ball's gonna be thrown your way. So it's a lot of reacting, but it's also being able to put yourself ahead of it by knowing that, okay, after 5 steps, he likes to break it off like this. When he lines up at this split, lines up at different splits, or what receiver runs different routes, just took his game to the next level. So he was able to just play faster and really dominate like he did for the last 2-3 years. So, yeah, that definitely his preparation was what really stuck out to me, and I'm trying to do that same kind of thing this year.
Trae, what stands out about Costello, the Stanford quarterback, and obviously they always have incredible tight ends, and this year's no different?
Costello, he's a very good passer. Bigger dude, has real good arm strength, arm talent. Can fit in a lot of good fade balls, back shoulders. Those are really well, like as well as I've probably ever seen from a lot of the quarterbacks we played. He throws the deep ball very well. He trusts his guys. He's got really big receivers he's throwing to also, so it makes it a little easier. He's sneaky athletic also. He can make some plays, run the ball too, so we're going to have something in our game plan for that too. But, yeah, he's a good quarterback. He's a good quarterback.
What do you think is the best aspect of the defensive back room this year?
Best aspect is just we're deep and we're hungry. Like we really want we got a lot of guys who are ready to go. Last year we had a lot of injuries, which is bad, but we got a lot of guys who were able to play meaningful time. We got a lot of young guys who are competing for spots, who want to play, who are trying to get out there, and we're real hungry to get better and really like just change the narrative and like really start locking teams down and make a difference.
How much has the play of your front seven helped you guys back there, especially when you were going through injuries last year?
Oh, the front seven helps so much because I mean, if they're getting to the ball carrier quick or getting to whoever the quarterback quick, it makes it much easier on us. And we've always had a really good front seven. The whole time I've been here, like just countless guys who have been getting after the passer, stopping the run real well. So it definitely helps us, and just knowing the guys that we have up there with our linebacking core, with our defensive line, just puts more on us as defensive back room to be like, all right, we know they're going to stop the run. We know we got Joe guys, R&D, all those guys going to get after the passer. We got to hold on. We got to hold up our end of the bargain, and that can make us a really great defense if we can show that same dominance that they have shown for the last however many years. We can take it to the next level.
Anything else for Trae?
Trae, it seems like there's a lot more hand fighting now with the cornerbacks and the wide receivers. It was allowed before a few years ago. Do you find that to be true, and how do you balance that about and then staying in coverage also?
Yeah, I know it kind of depends on the game. Depends on what official crew you have. We like to play real aggressive with receivers just because we're allowed to, and we want to just not let them just run, use their speed. But, I mean, you got to get a feel for it, and obviously you got to play within the rules of the game. But if a receiver's pushing off, then you have to figure out how to basically combat that. So, yeah.
In practice, when you're playing, do you change your preparation each play or how you're playing based off of the quarterbacks, or do you have the same routine for each play and each quarterback?
Well, Well, it depends because in camp, obviously, we're going against our offense, and I know our personnel, which quarterback is going against who, which quarterback likes to throw here, and kind of game plan for them. Now that we're in game week, we're going against a scout team who's trying to emulate who Stanford is and what kind of plays they run. So even though I might be going against Andrew Marty or one of the other scout quarterbacks, he's trying to be Costello, and I'm going against these receivers who are trying to emulate the receivers. So I'm really game planning for what I'm seeing on film during practice now that we're into the season.
Did you watch that Miami-Florida game?
Yeah,
Fitz
yes, sir.
referred to
I did.
it with a million penalties and all that. What do you take from that and apply it to your Saturday game?
Yeah, it was an entertaining game, but it was bad ball, all across the board. The one thing that popped up for me was just a bunch of missed tackles, and I think, we only go live, 1 or 2 periods every practice, right? And we haven't tackled since Utah. So I think that's going to be the biggest emphasis, especially for the defense, making sure that we're running our feet through contact and, not lunging and reaching at the point of attack. I think that's going to be the biggest emphasis is tackling.
Is that so weird? I mean, I assume in high school you tackled a lot in practice. Yeah. And has that changed over time at Northwestern? Or?
Yeah, I mean, I think that, when we get here, it's just a faster speed of play during practice. And, I think that in high school, it's a little different, try to tough guys up a little bit. But, when you get here, you try to stay off the ground as much as possible and just run through guys, tag them up, thud, whatever it may be. But, it's not extremely physical. Saturdays is the physical part.
This is your second year as a captain, but can you just talk about what it means to be named and to get that respect from your teammates?
Yeah, it's an honor, and it's awesome to know that my teammates have voted me 2 years in a row. I think that it's awesome just to know that they trusted me and that they know that I'm going to take them to the right destination. That they believe in me to bring them along and to lead them to a championship and to do things that we haven't done here in a really long time. It's truly an honor and a privilege too. That should not be abused.
Paddy, I think you had 5 or 6 takeaways by the defense in the bowl game, and a bunch late in the year. You've had, I think, 4 forced fumbles the last couple of years,
yes,
single
sir.
season record. What's the mentality there, and is it technique? Is it kind of want to that's enabled you to do
right?
it?
Yeah, I think it's I think it's that want to, and then it transforms over time into an instinct. It's trained behavior that the coaches are constantly in our ear about in practice. Getting to the ball, punching the ball out. Always having that nose to the football type mentality. That's one thing that that I kind of have embodied it naturally. Just as the years have gone by playing football, I kind of just have a nose for the football, and I'm very aggressive at the point of attack, punching balls out and stuff. But that's one thing that I try to spread, around to the defense, is just getting to the ball and make sure that we're punching. I think that it's trained behavior, and then over time it becomes instinct.
When you eventually look back at the 2018 season, what are going to be your strongest memories? What plays are going to pop? Plays or moments going to pop in your head first?
Yeah, definitely the catch at Iowa, Ben's catch at Iowa. That was unreal. The scoop and score, Jared scoop and score during versus Utah, and I think the first game versus Purdue, that was a Thursday night game, the first week of college football on the road, a packed stadium. I mean, that was an awesome environment, an awesome atmosphere. I think those 3 are some really solid memories that I had in 2018.
Paddy, as you prepare for Stanford, what are your biggest takeaways about the team and the offense?
Yeah, I think that Stanford is a very talented team, very physical team with a great head coach who's been with that program for a while now and has had a lot of success there. And it's going to be a dogfight. It's going to be a street fight there. And we got to bring our A game on the road too. It's going to be a really good game.
100th year of the NFL, who's your favorite linebacker of all time?
Come again? What was it?
This is the 100th year of the NFL. Who's your favorite linebacker of all time?
Of all time? Luke Kuechly for sure. Yeah.